back. You're watching Liquid Lunch on Newsmax TV. I'm John Tobacco. We are playing around, as we always do, down here in the Liquid Lunch Outpost on Broadway in downtown Manhattan. We're always trying to make the show better. We're trying to add these elements, and the team is like, JT, we cannot do this yet. We're not prepared. And I say, just do it, because I don't usually care about the details, but we're trying. The main thing is we're bringing in the best guests, the guys that know where the rubber meets the road. And every week we mix it up with two of the best of them. They're here from the very, very beginning, just like Jen Kearns was here a little earlier. Our team is strong and growing, but these are the originals. You guys are like Liquid Lunch OGs or something like that. But John Bennett joins us. He's managing director at the One Empire Group. And David Eisenbach, he's a professor at Columbia University and our presidential historian right here on Liquid Lunch. This guy ran for New York City Comptroller as a Republican. That guy ran for New York City Public Advocate as a Democrat. So this is about as mixed up as you can get. And gentlemen, I'm just medicating myself while you mix it up. I am fighting the coronavirus heavily right here today.
I wore my purple tie.
Yeah, he knows about the purple people.
To bring some peace on Saturday.
And we're going to talk about peace in the Middle East in a minute. But first and foremost, Donald Trump came out firing on all cylinders this morning. He was going after John Bolton heavy duty. He tweeted this: "Why didn't Bolton complain about this nonsense a long time ago? He was very publicly terminated. He said not that it matters, nothing." And then, of course, he goes on many more mistakes of judgment. Gets fired because, frankly, if I listened to him, we'd be in World War VI by now. And goes out and immediately writes a nasty, untrue book, all classified, national security. Who would do this? I just want to point out that Defense Secretary Gates, when he left the Obama White House, he held up for like 3 years before he came out with his book for any sensitive things. So it does look a little shady to me, Jay, that Bolton wants to just come out and profit right away.
Yeah, he's breaking code. Look, the thing is that we know that Rand Paul, Senator Paul, several other Democrats, as well as Republicans and Democrats.
Done to us with currency is crazy. It includes protections for American-made
might and beat them into submission, and that's not the way to go.
Yeah, I don't think so. Dave, what do you think about this? Should Bolton be writing a book right now with classified information in it?
Well, he's writing a tell-all, which is pretty typical of a lot of people who leave an administration, and he is cashing in, and he is a neocon. And so people from the left should not consider John Bolton a great hero. The guy did lead us into the disastrous war in Iraq. He did push us towards another disastrous war in Iran, and probably Donald Trump is right. This guy was pushing for a war with North Korea.
Right.
So lost in the shuffle here the last few weeks is that the president is actually, while being impeached, while the House is doing nothing but focused on tracking him down, trying to undo an election, we actually signed the USMCA, which is like buried under all this stuff. This is one of the key promises he made, that he was gonna sign a new trade agreement with our two top trading partners. All right, well, let's just take a look what Trump said.
All right.
Trump talked about this, and then we'll hear what the Eisenbach himself has to say.
yarns and fabrics, boosting the U.S. textile industry by numbers that you won't even believe. You'll see them soon. This is a cutting-edge, state-of-the-art agreement that protects, defends, and serves the great people of our country.
I think it's they are our top two trading partners.
What Donald Trump promised on the campaign trail in 2016 is he was going to put a 35% tariff on cars manufactured in Mexico to force all those American cars to be made in the United States. He failed to deliver on that, and I think he's going to pay the price in Michigan this time around. Remember, he only won Michigan by 10%. If the Democrats put up a nominee like Bernie Sanders, who's going to slam Trump for that, that could move the needle in Michigan.
I completely disagree with David. When you look at this deal, it also boosts not only manufacturing, but it also boosts wages, right? Look, at a time where, you know what, when you look at the wage growth in America, not only are people getting jobs, but their salaries are increasing. Consumer confidence is at an all-time high, right? But people are trying to undermine what this president promised and what this president has delivered. He's delivered. He only used tariffs as a weapon. Why? Because talk is cheap. And that's what we've been doing for the last 20 years. And he got it done. Democrats are talking pie in the sky. Donald Trump put the pie on the plate with 2 scoops and serving it to the working class Americans.
There's nothing different, essentially, between NAFTA and this deal. It changes absolutely nothing. It's not going to bring back a single job. The only workers' wages who are going to get increased, maybe, are some Mexican automotive workers. Maybe.
David's points are stale. Same points that were made before November 2016.
I'm making the same points.
The day after Donald Trump was elected, the market has took off then and is still soaring now. Why? Because he's executing on his promises.
Well, it also has something to do with the Fed just opening up
David
the printing
should be
presses.
saying, thank you.
I'm just saying the same thing that Donald Trump, the presidential candidate, said about how we were being screwed by U.S. manufacturers in Mexico, how they were taking away our jobs. And instead of keeping with that promise, instead of actually doing something to get those jobs back, he gave us NAFTA 2.0.
We have historic job records. Look. Let's not. Newsmax viewers are very smart.
You know that.
We don't go for rhetoric. We go for results.
Yeah.
Right? So just read read the transcript, read the fine print, read the business reports. Jobs, manufacturing, wages are up, spending is up. We're doing well. Thank you.
Household incomes are up $5,000 in 2.5 years. Over 8 years of George Bush, they were up $800. Over 8 years of Barack Obama, they're up $1,100. Over 3 years of Donald Trump, $5,000. That's big. To me, that's one of the biggest.
If everything were going so great for the middle class, guys, we would not have record household debt.
We have record household millennial household formation. That is huge. This is how the Democrats say, thank you, Donald Trump.
I want to, these guys are staying with us. We're going to take a quick break, but I want to come back to that point because it is rare that I would try to correct an esteemed professor from Columbia, but something you just said proves why you're not an economics professor. That may be right.
That's what I said.
There's also a really good reason for it. But that's why we bring on the best of the best to give you everything you need to know. We're going to take a quick break.